The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM in Accra and Kumasi. We are on Love 99.5 FM. We are streaming live on Facebook and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions. We are on Gangai FM in Jirapa, KTU Radio. We are also on Clenham Radio in Bato and Gaskia FM in Tichiman. You can go digital on Spotify and also on myjoyonline.com. In this edition, Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council directs commuters to disregard the 20% fare increment imposed by the GPRTU and other unions. We hear also from the GPRTU justifying why they put through that increase, saying that their members are struggling to keep their business running in the face of fuel price hikes.
And there is a lot of pressure coming from the various stations to the executive. That is why we came out with a 20%, and it's working the moment as I'm speaking now. And every driver must go by this.
We also have more where the high transport fares, increased living conditions have meanwhile forced some persons to ditch public transport and travel to their destinations on foot.
They have not started collecting that high price, so I'm not sure of what I'm going to do. But even now I'm working, so I'm sure then I'll work or maybe.
Also this afternoon, we have an update on the vessel accident in the high seas between Elmina and Takrade as the Marine Police desperately searches for 10 persons who are still missing. Now, electronic transfer levy raking in significant revenues as the Ghana Revenue Authority reviews collection from a single telecommunications company amounted to more than 1 million CDs.
It's interesting. It's nice.
From where you sit, it's nice.
How nice? It's really nice. Very nice.
How much? How much was it?
So of 1 million.
And the 1 million was for one day?
Yes, a single day.
We have more as the authority insists claims of panic withdrawals are not supported by facts available to it.
Trend. But I believe DOC could be to talk to it if they've seen any trend. But from our end, we don't think the transactions are going to be affected.
In sports,
we hear from Herbert Mensah as he believes that the footballing body in Ghana have not done enough in recent years for the victims of the May 9 disaster.
Well, also we'll find out how doctors at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital performed a groundbreaking surgery to save the life of a 64-year-old man who otherwise would have become paralyzed.
To be able to remove it and cause less damage to vital structures, we needed to do what we call brain mapping and stimulation. And this is something we usually don't do here in Ghana, and we did that for the first time in our country.
And in entertainment, we hear from sensational musician Kiddy, who won his first ever Artist of the Year at the VGMA over the weekend.
Artist of the Year. Four-letter word. Kiddy.
We have that and more in today's edition of the Midday News with me, Emefa. Apawu, please stay for details. Thanks for staying with us. We are your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. This afternoon, the Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council has asked the public to disregard the 20% fare increment imposed by the GPRTU and other unions. The Ghana Private Road Transport Union accused government of intentionally frustrating the process of transport fare review and have unilaterally adjusted fares by some 20%. By convention, they are supposed to agree the increment with government, taking several factors into consideration. But the GPRTU says its members were struggling to meet their expenses and could therefore not wait on government. Samuel Amwa is a member of the GPRTU's communications team.
The moment as I'm speaking now, transport fares has been increased 20%. Even last Saturday, drivers started using the 20% increment. And even today, it is working. But then we had wanted to meet the ministry for the negotiation as we normally do. But we find out that they keep postponing us. And it's like, we don't know the reason why the ministry is now trying to, they are running away from the meeting. And it's like we are still buying the fuel at a higher cost. By the time we were giving the 15%, the fuel price was 7.99 cedis per liter. And now, up to now, it's 11 cedis, I think 11 cedis, 20 pesos. Some are 11 cedis, 40 pesos and above. And so they don't want to meet us for the negotiation to accept, the percentage that we want to increase. And drivers too are complaining. And there is a lot of pressure coming from the various stations to the executive. That is why we came out with a 20%. And it's working. Although formally, what we normally do is after our meeting with the ministry, the negotiations, we do a press release formally. Then we send letters. But this time around, it didn't go the way it used to go. That is why we find out that, most of the places have not even gotten the information. But as I'm speaking now, transport fare is being increased by 20% nationwide, and every driver must go by this. Place like, as I'm speaking now, I'm speaking from Ashaiman. Our station, we have been increased. Other areas, going to Ashama, to La Paz, all the places.
Well, that's Samuel Lamwa. He's a member of the GPRTU's communications team. Well, there's a statement from the GRTCC, and they say that the increment is not sanctioned. We'll hear from the General Secretary shortly of the GRTCC. But first, a report by my colleague Michael Ashale. He's been speaking to some commuters who are now considering to walk instead of using public transport.
ABM! Comfort, Kakari, Hawks Beverages at the Odona Transport Yard.
Super Hits Radio, Joy 99.7. Joy 99.7.
And to me increases how many it's too less.
For Joy News, Michael Ashale, Circle.
Well, he's been visiting some part of the Greater Accra region also. I'll get to him shortly. But let me bring in the General Secretary of the Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council, Emmanuel Ohene-Yeboah. I've seen a statement that he signed asking us to disregard the 20% increment announcement by the GPRTU. We're grateful for your time here on the Midday News, sir. So among others, we've been hearing from the GPRTU and its justification for this increase. They think that you are intentionally frustrating the review process in spite of the fuel hikes, among others. Hello, Ms. Ohene.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Many thanks for your company. So I'm asking about the GPRTU's accusation that the GRTCC is intentionally frustrating the review process, for which reason they've gone ahead to announce this 20% increment you're asking us to disregard.
Wow. That would be very unfortunate for anybody to make such a announcement that the GRTCC is making frustrating the process. To start with, we the GRTCC, in partnership with the GPRTU, every time we meet, we're on one side, and the transport ministry and the consumer also on the other side. So for anybody to accuse the GRTCC for frustrating the process, I think it's unfortunate. The problem is that we have written to the ministry over a week or two ago to meet us to determine how much we can increase our transport. But apparently, due to some other commitment by the minister, he hasn't been able to meet us. However, he gave us notice on last Thursday that he will be out of town. And when he come back on Wednesday, he will meet us to and finalize everything. So we were actually waiting for us to meet as a group, as we always done. Now, so for anybody to come out with such a situation, I don't think it's fair.
Well, Ms. Ohene, I'll plead with you to reposition yourself properly so we can speak into the microphone of your phone so we can hear you properly. But what quantum then did you propose to the minister as a body? Because we know that they've increased by 20%, but how much exactly were you looking at?
Hello?
I'm asking how the quantum that as a body you're looking at in terms of the increments that you put before the minister.
Good. The issue is whenever we go for such negotiation and discussion, we do put a lot of issues into consideration from the ministry's point and from the operator's point. But until we get there, we normally go there with a certain mindset that we want to get a particular percentage. But maybe when we go there, we're confronted with other figures. We try to amend it. So we don't have a cut and dry situation as it were, that we're going to take 20 or so much percent. But wherever we get there, we arrive at something.
Well,
so it won't be fair for me to say we're going to demand 30% or 20%, whatever. But when you do that, it poisons the atmosphere before the negotiation starts.
So obviously you're surprised about the announcement by the GPRTU, 20% already. You've been hearing commuters complain about the situation. What then happens to the GPRTU since they've gone ahead to do this?
Well, I said earlier on that it's unfair for them to take such a decision because we've been working together since 2001. This process has been working for us since 2001. And I don't see why you have to, divorce from our process. We have worked for us perfectly for the years. So if anything at all, I think we should have wait just about 3 days wait, so that we could meet the minister and get finality to some of this issue. But if we go ahead to say that because of one delay or the other, we are divorcing from the time-tested tradition, I don't think it's too fair. So I appeal to them to reconsider their decision and come back to the negotiation table.
And whilst you're pleading with them, you are telling us commuters to disregard the 20% increment. Is that enough, really? A statement asking us to disregard it. We are on the ground. People are already paying.
Yes. You see, the passengers have a right, much as the drivers also have a right. So once we have agreed on a particular figure as a body, I don't see why one person can go out to do anything apart from what we have already agreed on. Whatever convention that has to work for a period becomes a rule. So if anybody wants to flout it, I don't think it's that fair. That's why we are saying the traveling public also has a right to insist on what is they know it is right, so that they get it as it were.
Well,
and we also advise the drivers to desist from doing that, because today it's for you, tomorrow it will be for us. Because we are on record to have said a couple of times that when prices are reduced, we hardly reduce the prices. So when it gets to this time, just about 3 days wait to resolve this issue. I think it will be fair. We can even go back and regularize the 20% increase. But I think the process of increase is what we are talking about.
Ms. Wahine, we are grateful for your time. That's the General Secretary of the Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council. My colleague Papani Ashali has returned from the ground. He's been roving and joins us in studio now. We had your earlier interaction with some passengers at Circle, for instance. You've been checking at other stations, 20% increment kicked in?
Well, so I can confirm that at least this morning, the vehicles from East Legon, Medina and its environs had not increased their fares, no new fares. But I'm also confirming that from Ashaman, so any vehicle you are taking from Ashaman going to any part of the country or the capital, you are definitely going to be seeing this new 20% increment in fares.
Okay, but we've been told to disregard it. So it's up to you and how you go about it with the Trotro mate, amongst others. But we'll be hearing from the GPRTU subsequently, also on this latest communication from the GRTCC. But let me take you to the central region now. And so far, 5 persons were on board, including some foreigners, have been rescued, as well as the recovered body of the captain of the Maxine 11 fishing vessel. I'm talking about this particular situation that we recorded over the weekend. Well, Richard Kujonyako has been following the story, has more in this report.
The Maxine 11 fishing vessel sank in the early hours of Saturday with all the crew on board. But fortunately, some were able to swim to a nearby vessel with the name Maxine 6. The Maxine 11 vessel is comparable to the size of an STC bus and has both Ghanaian and Chinese crew members on board. The crew was said to be hauling a net that has so many fish in it. It is reported that they had some difficulty pulling the net full of fish to the vessel. Around that same time, it was raining heavily, coupled with thunderstorms. According to the survivors, the vessel could not sustain the balance on one side and sank with all the crew members. The rescue mission began with the nearby vessel Menjin 6 and the Ghana Navy later joined. The Ghana Marine Police, that is currently investigating the issues, has been combing the incident area and is still searching for other survivors. It's now emerging 25 persons were on board the vessel before it took off. So far, 14 people have been found and one body of the captain of the vessel has also been recovered. Information gathered by Joy News from our sources indicates that out of the 25 people that were on board the vessel, more than half of the crew were Ghanaians. The videos that we have only captures 5 persons, 3 Ghanaians and 2 Chinese nationals, as well as the recovered body of the captain of the vessel. In the video, the captain's body is seen floating on the waters. 9 people were also said to have been rescued by a canoe and they are said to be receiving treatment. Western Regional Director of Fisheries, Joseph Yabua, says the search is on for the remaining 10 people, including the fisheries observer that were on board the vessel. The Marine Police are said to be investigating the incident and would not comment on the matter. The incident has left many fisheries observers deployed by the Fisheries Commission extremely worried. Per their terms of engagement, they are expected to police activities on the sea and report whether there are illegalities that are perpetrated on the fishing vessels that ply on Ghana's territorial waters. Recently, one of their colleagues, one Asian, got lost and has still not been found. Reporting for Joy News, Richard Kwejonya-Akon, Cape Coast.
Thankfully, Richard Kojonyako joins us live with some more updates on this particular development. Okay, looks like we've just lost Richard Kojonyako there, but we'll be following up on this. We know the Ghana Marine Police are desperately searching for an observer and then also 9 others. And we're told that 5 people who were on board, including some foreigners, have been rescued, and as well as the recovered body of the captain of the Beijing 11 fishing vessel as well. We're following that closely and bring you more. Now, the Ghana Revenue Authority says it is upbeat about the inflows from the e-levy collections more than a week after implementation. Head of Project Unit at the GRA, Isaac Kwabnamwako, has been giving updates on the levy on the Super Morning Show.
Seeing the goodie. Yes, we have.
Okay.
And it's interesting. It's nice.
From where you sit, it's nice.
How nice? It's really nice. Very nice.
Explain niceness.
We started on, it was a holiday. The Tuesday was holiday.
Yeah.
Letters we sent to the charging entities were that after every 48 hours, they should send it.
Yeah.
So our first money should have come on, I think, Tuesday. It didn't come.
Oh. Okay.
So then we went to Wednesday. Then we saw some making attempts. So on Thursday, we went our internal system, application system, and then we saw the invoices there.
Okay.
And then we collated the invoices. So as at close of day Thursday, we had a number of, I would say the top 20 charging entities. And one of the charging entities which own more than 70% of the population, we saw his tax bill. Clapping because it was good.
How much was it?
So of 1 million.
Okay.
For just one charging entity like the banks, I'm on board fully. I'm more.
Ms. Amwako said data available to the authority does not back claims that there is panic withdrawals by customers.
On the panic withdrawal, convince people to your money from the platform, especially when they've been it's not affected by e-levy. Cash out, which is also a rate from your account, it's not affected by. And also, if you're not affected by the e-levy, Mobile Money Association, last session together, it was moved to this week. I believe by this week we would have that engagement. They are also talking to their members to convey that if you have your money on your wallet and you've not done any transfer, the e-levy doesn't have to. You still have confidence. And we've been taking data from the charging entities where it's supported by the data. We are yet to analyze the data from my team to see whether there is any trend. But I believe Doc will be to talk to it if they've seen any trend. But from our end, we don't think the transactions are going to be affected.
That's Head of Project Unit at the Ghana Revenue Authority, Isaac Kwabnamwako, there speaking on the Super Morning Show. We'll take a quick break on the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. We've been hearing from the Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council directing commuters to disregard the 20% fare increment imposed by the GPRTU and other unions. We'll go for a quick break. When we return, we have sport and then also find out how doctors at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital performed a groundbreaking surgery to save the the life of a 64-year-old man who otherwise would have become paralyzed.
To be able to remove it and cause less damage to vital structures, we needed to do what we call brain mapping and stimulation. And this is something we usually don't do here in Ghana, and we did that for the first time in our country.
And then here from the reigning artist of the year, Kiddy, who says he was attacked shortly after he released the reggae dancehall song of the year. Touch it.
Artist of the year. 4-letter word. Kiddy.
Time for sports with Oreku and Pofo.
Well, Emefa, today marks 21 years since the May 9 disaster at the Accra Sports Stadium, which took away the lives of 126 football fans during a league game between rivals Accra Heart of Oak and Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Till date, it remains the worst stadium disaster to have ever taken place in Africa. Herbert Mensah, who was the CEO of Kotoko at that time, is currently championing for the welfare of disaster victims through the charity May 9 Foundation.
We've been doing it for 21 years. We've seen different FA presidents. We've seen many ministers. We've seen different presidents. We have chosen a path that says there's a global standard. Has Ghana really exhibited the standard? No, definitely not. Has the FA over 21 years? No. Has the government over 21 years? No. But we don't care. We are there to do what we believe should be done and has been done. I'm in touch with the people of Hillsborough. I'm in touch with the people at Ellis Park. So I know what is done in different countries continuously to remember the occasion and the symbolism of the occasion. It is not about going to the statue at the stadium, laying a wreath and thinking you have done something. That is not enough. And it's not about money, but there are many things that could be done over the period of time. I just say there's a global standard. And you asked the question, I've answered it honestly to you.
Well, that's how we wrap up the sports here.
Well, may their souls continue to rest in perfect peace. I'll take you to the Greater Accra Regional Hospital now, and they've conducted a groundbreaking surgery which enables the senses of patients to stay awake and functioning whilst the process is ongoing. The process they call brain mapping surgery will also ensure surgeons find the exact places where the tumors are and remove them without affecting any other tissue, and also ensure any senses which is affected during the surgery are corrected before it's over. Hannah Odame was at the facility when the first of this kind of surgery was conducted, and here's her report.
It was in late October 2021. 60 years old Mr. Yeboah had a terrible splitting headache. After some days of enduring the pain, which painkillers could not heal, he began to have difficulty walking.
Even when it started, I used to go to work, but coming back home or going, that's where the leg problem comes.
Initial scans did not indicate any life-threatening issues, but the pain lingered on. It was at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital that doctors detected that Mr. Yeboah had a tumor in his brain.
But to be able to remove it and cause less damage to vital structures, we needed to do what we call brain mapping and stimulation throughout the surgery. And this is something we usually don't do here in Ghana, and we thought that if we collaborate, we should be able to get this kind of surgeries done, and we did that for the first time in our country.
Mr. Yeboah and his family agreed to the surgery, the intraoperative brain mapping. This surgical method will enable the surgical team to find clear borders to the tumors and also remove them. Science and religion is often in conflict, but here in the theatre, doctors, nurses and the rest of the team say a prayer before the first cut.
Lord, we pray against any complication in the post-operative period.
The team gets to the exact place where the tumor lies, and lead surgeon Dr. Kaba now begins to take them out.
We can already identify the tumor. So right now we've taken samples of the tumor for pathology. They will look at it and see what kind of tumor it is.
After over 12 hours, the tumors, which gave Mr. Yeboah the headaches and also made him almost completely paralyzed, is over, and every member of the team goes home.
The Ghanaian medical personnel they are highly qualified as to any other medical personnel in the world.
Hannah Dame of our Health Desk report there in that documentary is yet to be aired. It's called The Surgical Breakthrough. You need to look out for that. And it was Mother's Day yesterday, and some children got the opportunity to cook for their mothers at the Joy FM Cooks for Mama program held yesterday and surprised their moms with their culinary skills. As part of events to commemorate the day, the children were giving ingredients to prepare any meal of their choice. Here are excerpts of what happened.
Francis' mother, how's it going?
Very delicious. If I had not been here, I would have said someone prepared it. Very, very delicious. Like mommy does it, it's very nice. Congratulations, my boy.
Congrats, boy. So I'm here with Nana Kushia and her mother, Madam Otu. Oh, wow, you're done with the rice. Already.
I don't know, but I can just say 100%. This is how I do my stew. And it came out white. Congratulations, Nakushia. I'm always proud of you. It's so delicious. Super. Thank you so much.
Well, that's what happened at Joy FM Cook for Mama promotion. Now, it was such a fun time also at the Joy FM Family Pop Quiz as parents and their children came together to answer simple, witty and spontaneous questions. Using the power of radio, the Pop Quiz seeks to create fun family moments and get families to bond in this busy world. The first show came off yesterday. Listen to excerpts hosted by Lexus Bill.
Are we ready to go?
We are ready.
All right. The Yolson family, and I tell you, you've got 60 seconds and your time starts now. What is the name of the long pipe that shifts food from the back of the throat to the stomach?
Esophagus.
Your ears are important when it comes to staying balanced. True or false?
True.
Ivy, here we go. What is 102 plus 99 minus 1?
202.
What is the chemical symbol for oxygen?
Oh.
Oh, yes, you've been bailed out now. Well, let's see how this goes, yes? If David is 27 years old in 2011, what was his age in 2003?
Pass.
And we've had such a good time. You all did great, but there has to be a winner, ladies and gentlemen. And the winner is the Sapon family!
Well, Sapon family there carrying the day on the second show. We know that the AJ family went away with the first. They won the first show. That's the Family Pop Quiz. You can also send messages to our WhatsApp platforms and be part of it if your family is that smart. Now, reigning artist of the year, Kitty, says he was attacked after he released a Touch It song. According to him, after releasing the song, some feminists took him on, labeling him as a misogynistic man. He was on the Joy SMS earlier today.
Artist of the year. Four-letter word. Killing.
Ghana, delay is not denial. Glory be to God, to my mother. This one is especially for you, Mom. Tomorrow we shall celebrate. Ghana, thank you so much. My team, God bless Ghana, man. Thank you.
Shut up and bend over. Let your back do the talking over.
Like, did you know at the time? Like, when you were coming up with lines like shut up and bend over, did you know that these were iconic lines you were creating?
Live, you can never know. You know, as artists, we were just in the studio to create art. You know, I mean, after I made the song, I won't lie to you, I sat back and laughed a bit. Yeah. Because I was like, what am I singing about? Like, shut up and bend over, what? What is this? And even among my team, I was like, hey, Kidi. It's like, you know what? Art in its purest form will be appreciated.
Once it went out, was there criticism?
Oh, plenty. At a point where even like, hey, you know, the pushback was, you know, we come from a society where we're a bit, you know, certain things are not very accepted. Like, why is this young boy telling us to shut up and bend over? It's a bit disrespectful. Even on my social media, I used to get like threats from feminists. Like, yeah, this guy is disrespectful. Nobody should pay attention to the song. People make articles that this song is derogatory. Nobody should be listening to it. So I was like, hey, Charlie, this song that I made was just like, it was fun. It wasn't like I was trying to. And Charlie, when God say go there, go. You know.
That's the reigning artist of the year, Kitty, on the Super Morning Show. And over 70 schools from the Eastern region are taking part in the region's qualification contest for this year's National Science and Maths Quiz. Emefa Secondary School has become the first school to book a ticket from the region for the national competition. The teachers and students say they are confident they'll win the 2022 trophy.
We all get part of our predecessors. We rack our brains to achieve our goals. We are the people of great research. We walk the path of truth and life. And together we love God and integrity and service.
You won your contest. Yes, please. I'm excited that you've qualified for the national.
Yes, we're excited. Not overly excited because we have almost always won our contest. Ever since we started, way back in 2012, thereabouts. So this time round, we are aiming.
Well, that's Emefa Senior High School. Congratulations to them. Maxwell Agbagba will bring us more subsequently. And that's how we end today's edition of the Midday News. You're on Joy 99.7 FM. Also in Kumasi, it's on Love 99.5 FM and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions. We're live on Facebook. Many thanks for watching. There's more when you log on to myjoyonline.com. Quash erroneous order of High Court for Anas to testify in camera. Nyantichi pleads with Supreme Court. Also published report into demolition of Bulgarian embassy at Blackwater government. That and more on myjoyonline.com. I am Emefa Apawu. Many thanks for your company. Living Word with Pastor Mensa Otabil is up next. Please stay for it.
Hello, please, am I speaking to Miss Joanna Kuma?
Yes, please.
My name is Philip and I'm calling from MTN. Someone has just sent you money and we will need you to enter your PIN number so that we can put the money in your account.
Hey,
Hey, oh, Dada, MTN will never ask you